what is on your list? What's number one on your list of 3 things that husbands want from their wives?
Well, if guys are really honest, it's going to be the 3-letter word. It's going to be sex. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that goes to our minds. We're just the way we talk about all the time, how we're wired different and how that's important to us. I think sometimes what our wives, though, when they look at us, they think that, we're just this sexual whatever, and what we really want out of that is to response from our wife. We want to know that they want to be with us. We want to know they can please us. There is a lot that comes to a man for that. That's really more important, I think it is to me and most men, than my own gratification. It is knowing that Nancy enjoys that and she wants to be with me. And it's kind of a confirmation to guys, I think, that things are okay. I must be doing pretty good because my wife is responding to me well that way. So part of it, I think, is just a physical need that we have, and part of it, there's an emotional component to it. And then when we talk about Christian marriage, when we talk about the dode, the Hebrew word, at the mingling of souls. And so there's a lot that goes into sex besides just the physical. And I think when women hear men say, what's number one, sex, they go, yeah, tell me about it. He can't keep his hands off me. Well, okay. So what if he didn't? What if he wasn't attracted to you? I always say that. What if he wasn't attracted to you? And that, and I get it. We've got to be careful. We've got to do the non-sexual touching. I mean, all that stuff. But I would put sex number one.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I think with that, mine was similar to yours. The one that I was going to share, which was also number one on my list, was to initiate sex sometimes. So not just saying yes when they initiate with us, but initiating it ourselves sometimes. I think husbands want that. And again, it's exactly what you said, Dr. Kim. It's husbands need to know that their wives want them and that they enjoy sex with them. And so by initiating it, that's what you're saying. You're saying, hey, I enjoy doing this with you. I want to do this with you. And so I'm going to initiate it, which I will say for the ladies does not have to be complicated. Like you can literally just say, hey, let's have sex.
Absolutely. It's not like you have to jump through hoops or do something. That's all you need. Just that, or that look, or sometimes those, Nancy has a look, and, sometimes, we'd be at a party or something and I'd get that look and I'd tell if we'd have the car
see you later.
I'm telling the guy, bring the car around on the way home. So yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be that she has to initiate foreplay or do stuff like that. It's really just saying, let's have sex. Let's make love. Let's be together.
Yeah. I was talking to a younger, like newly married couple. Well, they've been married about like 2 years recently. And she was sharing with me about like what that kind of like looked like for them, and like that it was like really confusing, and she didn't always know if he was like picking up what she was laying down or like vice versa. Like she was confused about like, does he want to or does he not want to? And they were like playing all these games. And I was like, wow, that sounds like a lot of work. Like you can just say, I want to have sex. Can we have sex? Let's have sex. It seems like a lot of work to play all those games of saying without saying it. And if that works for you, then that's fine.
Right.
But
right.
But if you're confused, it's not working for you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It shouldn't be. There shouldn't be more emphasis on that than the actual act and enjoying that time together.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how can wives do this well? What does this look like? Well, first of all, why do husbands want this? And then how can wives do this better?
Yeah, well, I think it is because we want to know that our wives want to be with us, and because we enjoy the physical relationship. For a guy, there's a lot in that. And I think just the way God wired us, when skin on skin, there is, I don't know, there's something special about that, that God made us that way. And so I think that's why we want that. I think it is the way we were made. And, and I think that's been heightened in a lot of ways from the culture we live in. I mean, there was a time that, there probably wasn't as much, it wasn't as sex charged a culture, especially back in agricultural times and stuff. But I think it was always a factor. But I think even now there's more stimulation for us. And so not that we're looking for it, but I mean, you can't hardly drive down the street without a billboard or shop at the grocery store, something. And so it's just the culture we live in lends itself to that. So, and I think that our wives being with it, wanting to be with us, just caring for your husband, not participating in sex. Not a guy doesn't want just a body to perform on. I mean, he doesn't. He wants someone that's responsive. So being responsive, all those things help. And I get it. A lot of times wives are tired. You got the kids, you got this, you got that, your mind's somewhere else, and I think the other thing that where wives can do is to think about sex. I mean, I've told the story before of a lady that she put TS on her calendar twice a week. And that was for think sex, because she said, if I don't, I won't ever, it won't cross my mind. I'm too busy. I've got the kids. But when I
Mm.
think about it and I say, okay, it's Tuesday night or Saturday night, whatever it is, okay, I've been thinking about us having sex all day. And he said, not that I obsessed with it all day, but I knew this is something that's important. This is something that I want to happen. And I'm going to let him know I want that to happen.
Yeah.
And so I think those are some things that wives can do um, to help in that area.
Yeah, definitely. And I think too when you're talking to your husband of like how often, the frequency of how often you want to have sex, just taking a portion of that and making sure you're initiating. And so if you want to have sex with your husband, if you've got agreed upon 2 to 3 times a week, well then initiate once a week, and put
Yeah,
it on your calendar if you have to, rotate it on your calendar if you have to, or you can have it on the same day. It's okay to do that. It's okay that you have sex every Tuesday. Like that's fine.
right.
But initiating once a week or whatever that looks like, and just, yeah, making it a part of your to-do list if you need to.
No, I agree. And again, we're not making it complicated. It could be very
Mhm.
easy for you, but it,
Yeah.
it makes your husband feel really good.